Welcome back, everybody. The 2023 ballet year opened at the Joburg Theatre last night with Dialogues, a trio of ballets new to the company's mainstream repertoire. For the rest of the year, they will present a lineup including three full-length performances. Iain MacDonald, Artistic Director, and Roseline Wilkens, guest choreographer for the Dialogue season, a new piece called Identity. Join us now this morning to share more. Very good morning to you two. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank
you. Good morning.
Good stuff. Good to have you on the show. I'm going to start with you, Roseline. Just let's talk about the productions you've included this year.
So we have Bluebird, and then we have by Bruno. We've got Table for Two by Chloe, and then, of course, Identity by myself for Dialogues. And that's very exciting because I am a guest choreographer.
Okay.
I don't feel like a guest, though.
Right.
No. I mean, I've been working with Iain and Joburg Ballet for a few years now, but as a dancer, as a guest dancer, coming into productions. And then now I get to choreograph on the company, which was so exciting and amazing. Yeah.
And in terms of curating the plays, what is the thought process? I mean, how did you arrive at the decision of selecting some of these plays to be showcased?
I think maybe I should answer that.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
So from that side, I think it's important for Joburg Ballet to be seen as showing diversity and also showing the company's strengths. You know, we're seen as a ballet company, we call Joburg Ballet, but it's important for me as the artistic director to get across that the company is so diverse and we can do contemporary works, ballet works, and then in Rosie's style as well, which is a little bit more African neoclassical, and it was important that we expose the dancers to that and give our audiences something new and fresh and different, you know. So, and that was why Rosie came in and did this piece, Identity, which was also quite an emotional, exploring your inner thoughts and processes. So it wasn't just, it's not just dance and movement. There's a lot of intricacies. And as Rosie said, I've worked with her before, and I thought it'd be a great energy to have in the company, working with the company now, and allowing the opportunity to have Rosie working with them, and that was fantastic.
And in consideration of some of the intricacies we just mentioned, let's talk about some of the themes that have been, that are explored through these productions.
Well, I think that's why we actually titled the entire production Dialogues, because it's conversations, conversations with yourself, conversations with one another, and each of the pieces that you'll be witnessing, because it's three short works that we're showcasing, has a theme of a conversation. And maybe, Rosie, you want to jump in now?
Go right ahead.
Yeah, my work is very personal. Like all my work that I create under my brand is very personal. I am from Vuyani Dance Theatre. I'm a company member there under the direction of Gregory Makoma. So my work is always personal, and it has a heartwarming sensation. So you have to be very honest when you're doing my type of work. And that was interesting to do with ballet dancers, which I said I never came in with any expectations. I just allow the process to happen, and also like kind of form itself. And also I've learned so much from them, they've learned so much from me. And last night, as you just mentioned, last night, watching them on stage doing three different works, it was amazing because it was three different energies, and you could actually feel the life of each choreographer in the work, the breath of their voice in the work, which was so amazing to watch. So I think people need to actually come and see this, because it's three different choreographers and three young choreographers. That is very important in this industry.
And I like the focus on the young choreographers. And I'm also enthralled by the focus on the dialogues. I mean, what are some of the conversations that you're hoping those who will be attending these plays will have?
So, people, can I just jump in there? Because Chloe, being young, Chloe's a dancer. Chloe Blair is a dancer in the company, and she has shown an interest in choreographing. Because I think it's important. People need to understand, just because you're a dancer doesn't make you a choreographer. So it's been such an exciting journey for Chloe as well to go through this and do her piece called Table for Two, which is about a conversation between two people at a table. And it was inspired by her own personal journey during COVID. She and a friend were sitting at the table having a conversation, and she actually sat back and thought, wow, this could actually turn out to be an amazing piece visually to see it. So it's been an exciting journey for her as well, I think, as a choreographer. And also being on this side, working with the dancers, there's a different energy, because normally you've been instructed and told what to do as a dancer, and now the roles have been reversed, and she's actually telling her colleagues Oh, I want you to do this.
Right.
Some of them is like principal dancers, you know, so
Yes. So it's intimidating.
Yeah.
And that in itself is a conversation. How do I get my view or my vision across to the dancers?
Yeah.
So this whole dialogues theme is happening off stage as well, if you can understand what I'm trying to get at. It's how we're
exactly.
communicating with one another in our workplace
Interactions.
and then take it onto stage.
Yeah.
But it's about your journey in a relationship. That's one of the conversation
Yes,
that's happening.
definitely.
It's the conversation that's happening is me personally, where do I fit into society? How do I
Exactly.
perceive
Okay.
myself when I look into the mirror?
Yeah.
So I think it's not just dancing and everyone lives happily ever after, which is great. I think people that are coming to watch will also reflect on themselves and say, wow, this speaks to me and I can relate to what you're saying in that piece. And because there is, we've got Lusanda and Isaac.
and Isaac, they're doing my music. Like I have live music in my show, which is also a first for the ballet dancers to have them on stage and not an orchestra. So for me, that was also basically it's putting Africa onto stage. You know, bringing my beautiful culture, beautiful feel onto stage and really speaking to people. Everybody has a story to tell, and that is basically what identity is about. We meet people, we lose people. You know, there's a dialogue in my piece, a speech that says that birthdays become text messages, graduations become phone calls, you know, losses become cries, endless cries at night alone.
Wow.
But you look at yourself in the mirror, you ask yourself, is this really who I am? And if my back gets turned to the mirror, my back is turned back on me.
On you,
so
right,
don't
right,
give up on yourself. Remember your roots, remember where you come from, remember who you are, and all of that other things that come onto you, just make you stand firm and become who you are. You
know,
are who you are because you say you are that.
Just listening to you speak, I'm now assuming that, you know, there's a great deal of synergy between the dancers and the choreographers because both have their own vision of how they would implement, you know, the whole project.
Yes.
And I suppose in some instances there's different visions, but they're able to collate those visions and then implement it to be the fireworks that it is, right?
Yes. So that is the most amazing part that I've witnessed for these past few weeks with ballet dancers, because normally we think they're very rigid, you know, like
it's very structured, very
exactly. It's like you need to be on this time. There is 3 beats before this counting. You have to. But with my work, I just allow them to be. We allow them to be, and we created. They became the score.
Indeed.
It was not the music. They became the score. We created music around them.
Okay.
So I have this whole thing where I start doing music with my tongue and everything, and I'm like, and it's like, you know, and I'm like, and I've got this amazing composition that's done for my work. You know, I'm not a composer, but then I compose my music through the craziness of my tongue and the songs that I'm singing on in the studio. And he actually created this whole music. It's new, it's fresh. He's amazing. He literally plays alone, violin, piano, keyboard, everything, you know. And then I've got this beautiful poet, singer that comes on, and she just, like, she arouses. People were in tears yesterday. I was in awe. I was in awe, like just watching people's reactions to see all 3 works, because it's so different.
You know, Iain, no doubt that people who went into the theatre to watch this play came out different people.
I think so.
How I mean, what kind of impact did it have on them, or is it going to have on them?
I think it's all positive.
Yes.
Just feeling the energy come out last night after the performance, and people just, Rosie's not joking, people had tears in their eyes. You know, it really spoke to me, and I felt an emotional connection to it. And I think that's what we want to stress to people today is, you know, it's not just about coming to watch beautiful, amazing bodies moving, and it's what the story is telling as well, and how it evokes, and how do you relate to it as an individual in your own journey in life and what we're going through right now. And I think that's so important. It was interesting to talk about your energy and your dynamic and letting the dancers move, and some people absolutely loved it, and there were some dancers that are very I need to be told exactly what to do, and to watch them the metamorphosis process happen.
Sure.
Absolutely.
You know, and Rosie was
I'm
like,
telling
oh, wow,
you.
it's just amazing. And that feeds an energy because in Rosie, oh, I love that. Let's keep that. Yes, let's do what that person's doing. And I think that's what's been such an amazing time.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. Just share details about the plays.
It's all at the Joburg Theatre.
Okay.
Booking through the joburgtheatre.com, www.joburgtheatre.com. Just come to Joburg Theatre. There's a box office there. It's safe. It's easy, it's accessible, it's round the corner here. Joburg Theatre is the place to be. We started last night, we go until next Sunday, the 26th. We've got matinee shows, we've got a morning show next week, Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're making it accessible, it is very cheap. Joburg
It's
Theatre is the place to be. Come and watch Joburg Ballet.
Just hearing you speak, it's an absolute must-see. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Well, Joburg Ballet's powerful dialogues will be showing at the Joburg Theatre until the 26th of March. We just spoke to Iain MacDonald, the artistic director, and Rosie Wilkens, the guest choreographer.